another edition of My Two Cents. And I am Pastor Steph. And where my gang at? Where my crew? There's my brother Ainsley and my girl John T. Say what's up.
Hey, what's up? Ainsley Harris, that broken guy. That's right. I'm here.
All right. Where's our girl Shantice? Uh-oh. Are we having some technical difficulties?
All right. Come on, Shantice.
But while we wait for Shantice to join us, make sure if you're in the room, you're giving a shout out. You're letting us know that you're here so we can holler back. So our first check-in is our girl, Ketty. Hey, Ketty.
Hey, what up, what up?
To you. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I don't want to start without Shantice. Where you at? What's going on?
Yeah, where you at? Remember those commercials? Where you at?
Hang out, get out, log back in. Yeah, so we can get you. Without further ado, we gotta give a shout out to the lady who's always in the background helping us hold it down and making sure that we are live on YouTube, A Closer Walk Christian Talk Show live. And for some reason, we're not on Facebook tonight. So we just want to say hey to Anika.
Hey, what's up, Anika?
All right.
Can't do it without you.
There's our girl Shantice. Hey, Shantice. Can't hear you. Of course, we would have some technical difficulties.
So always gotta be that technical stuff, man.
Yeah. Still can't hear ya. Nope. Get out and come back in. Yeah. All right.
If at first you don't succeed, try again.
All right. We'll be here. We ain't going nowhere. But as we are opening to a brand new season, series we have not touched. We are still, September is almost here, y'all. I don't know the launch date for Power Book 2 Ghost. Let me see if I can pull it up real quickly. Hold on. Power Book 2. Let's see when we're going to get our last bit of their finale. Let's see if they're putting any dates out there. We know it's coming up September, but I want to see if they're giving a date.
Pastor Steph? I hear you.
Oh, we can hear you now.
I hear you chewing. All right.
Good. That's why I was chewing hard. I was like, good. If they're not commenting on how hard I'm chewing and they still can't hear me.
All right. All right. So I'm trying to see if they give us a date. They're not giving us a date for September. Not that I can see. So we are.
Who's not giving a date?
The internet is not giving a date for Power Book 2 Ghost. That second part of the
September 6th.
Oh, September 6th?
September 6th.
That's like next week.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. All right. Yes. All right. Well, we may not know much about that, but I can't wait until that comes up again. If you're in the room, give us a shout out. Let us know that you're watching and you're ready to comment and give your 2 cents. Tonight, we are reviewing Reasonable Doubt. Now, for those of you who need a little background, that's Hulu original series, and they are one of Hulu's first original series. And I gotta tell you, they gave you something to watch. They definitely gave you something to watch. The official, description is Jack Stewart is known to be the most brilliant and fearless defense attorney in LA who bucks the justice system at every chance she gets. She's judged for her questionable ethics and wild interpretations of the law until she's needed. And I'm very proud to say that we got a homegirl leading the pack. It is a what do you call it? Diverse cast, and we got the whole season we're talking about this episode on My Two Cents. So if you got something to talk about, make sure you hit us up in the chat room. You know how you jump in and you comment when we comment on stuff. We're gonna go and take our rounds, but it is starring Amy. I always have a hard time pronouncing her name. Ime Teze Corinaldi. And she hasn't been around in a whole lot of stuff. Credits are not long. But she does have her, her credits here and there. And we've seen her before. We have, what's his name here? Michael Ealy. Michael Ealy. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to talk about him. Yeah.
Not yet.
I'm going to talk. I got something to say. All right.
Not yet. But Penley Freeman, we've seen him around. This particular season, we had Sean Patrick Thomas. We know who he is. And Orletta Washington, Denzel's wife. So, we got some, heavy hitters, and we got some brand new people.
Oh, I didn't realize that was his wife.
Yes, that was his wife. Who's playing her Mama Lou. Yes. Okay. Yes. All right. So, where do we start? Let's talk about the premise of the show, not necessarily who Jax is, but just the premise of the show. And we're gonna let the ladies go first. Shantice, what say you?
I love the premise of the show. So you have this hardworking Black attorney doing her thing and still trying to balance her family life, as hectic as that is, her job as hectic as that is, and still keep her own personal style and her friendship. She has a tight-knit friendship group. I love how season 1 was based around that case, because normally a lot of times when they try to prolong like situations or cases throughout a season, it's like, all right, can we just say who the killer is or who so-and-so is already? We're not about to go through this whole season trying to figure out such and such. But it was written so well that it actually was the case was able to be a strong premise for the actual season. It was almost like watching New York Undercover, but like one case instead of like one case per episode. It's like that one case per, for the whole season. So it was really good. I really liked the family dynamic, even though her and the husband were a little estranged. And of course, you got at least one knucklehead child, and the other one that's kind of like, okay, But I loved it. It's like, and everything blended together. It wasn't like, okay, they could have left that part out, or that part was just way too much. Everything really worked together.
Okay. Brother Ainsley, what say you about Reasonable Doubt, the first season?
I got a totally different opinion. Honestly, when I first started watching this, I was like, I don't like it.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't like it. The first three episodes, it started to take a little bit more. I'm trying to get a little more fond of it. I see where I was going. I was expecting, we said on the show, at least Shantice and I, we like, courtroom, law, drama, shows, TVs, movies, and stuff like that, Law and Order movies. Just on the series, you got Lincoln Lawyer out. Remember Suits?
I love
So
it.
we talk about this high power black attorney. I want to see some razzle and dazzle. I want to see that, and I didn't get razzle and dazzle, nor did I get razzle or dazzle. I didn't see that.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, talking about the character now. I was like, I ain't feeling this. That's why that was my expectations. And I was disappointed. I like the idea and the premise of the show. I like the cast. And I think it's, I can't give the writing 100%. I have issues with it. Because when you watch law shows, it's more analytical. You're thinking, and there should be nothing left to doubt. You know what I'm saying? When you look analyzing the case and stuff like that. But my thing is, I ain't seen no razzle and dazzle from Jax, but I think, and like Shanti said, she's trying to balance work, kids. I think she's doing an awful job, my opinion. Maybe flawed, and I was like, it was almost rising to the level how I thought about Cleaning Lady.
Okay.
I was like, I don't want to stomach watching this anymore. But I like how it ended with a little tease. You got to follow and see what's going to happen next. So, yeah, that's how I think about the overall idea. But I like overall. I can see coming to the next season. As a matter of fact, right, I'm in Georgia area. They had the premiere for the second season just recently. But after I watched the first 2 episodes, I was like, I don't know if I want to see a second season.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, Anika says, I have to agree a bit with Ames. The courtroom scenes were a bit dry, but I like
they weren't intense.
So, all right. So here's my 2 cents about the whole premise of the show. I think this was not, well, if we went into this as a courtroom drama, we might be disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that's the goal of the show. I don't think that it's more designed to be a courtroom drama more than it's designed to be a story about an attorney, a woman attorney, trying to balance her life, her job, her husband, her children, her personal issues, her trying to find herself, and the fact that this is a case that she's, in the middle of.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at it from that perspective,
yeah,
then it changes your whole. Because my thing is courtroom drama. I love it.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Immediately, I never saw it like that. I saw it was a story about Jax and how this what do you call it? This case that she kind of fell into, and we'll come back to that, is now kind of like mirroring her life. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of highlighting some of the flaws, some of her strong points. It's kind of showing who she is.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if you look at it from that perspective, then it would not be a disappointment. So
right. It's not a law drama, it's some drama with some law in it.
Right. So
yeah,
you won't be razzled and dazzled by Jax. You won't be razzled and dazzled by the courtroom, like you said, the intensity of the courtroom, antics and things that go on and stuff like that. And it really focuses on her. It really does.
It doesn't do me enough for the law part. Because I mean, just being really critical throughout the whole series, I don't see anything that warrants say why she is this high-powered attorney. Even if you're not going to focus on lawyering skills, I didn't see nothing that says, all right, why you the head person, all that, getting the big dough. What warrants that? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you're right.
Okay, so now that that's out the way, let's start hitting some of the players. Now, first and foremost, and then you can really kind of zero in on that, Ace. Jax herself, Jackson Stewart. Shantice, what do you think of, without like eating up the whole show, what do you think of who she is?
Who Jax is?
Yeah, and some of the stuff that she's going through, and do you like her character in the in this series?
I like her character. I liked it because it wasn't too much. Like, she was dominant enough to be able to carry the show, but she wasn't overkill. I liked her as a lawyer. Again, even with the whole back and forth with the husband thing, and her and her son being at odds, it was just like typical, but it was good. Like, it was entertaining. It wasn't anything slow dragging. It wasn't anything that didn't make any sense. When it came to, like you said, her turning down the case and then her picking the case up, I love that because it showed that it sparked something with her. So before you got to see the why it sparked something, you could tell that it sparked something, because she was adamant about not doing that. So it showed that her character is really strong-willed. She demands respect without, it's almost like that passive aggressive type of person, where I walk in, I demand my respect because I've already shown what I can do, how I can produce. At the same time, I don't want people to bow down to me, but I'm gonna just make it be known that I'm in the room, that I'm here. And it seems as though she's that person in every part of her life that needs to, in somehow or in some way, carry. So it's like, I have to be the strong person in my friends group. I have to be the strong person in the family. I have to be the strong person with my mother. I have to be the strong person at work. So it just showed, like, when she had her few moments of where she could show vulnerability or show, like, almost like that, okay, I surrender to you type thing. That was interesting to see too, because it was like, I just got to be strong everywhere. So I like her character.
All right. Ainsley?
Nah, I ain't like her character. Nah, no. I ain't like I said, I was like, no. I mean, I listen, I'm all for Black women empowerment. Do your thing, attorney. Represent. You do good, we all do good. You know what I'm saying? I'm all for that. But to me, character-wise, he was flawed. And my thing is, it was like, I don't see the reason for her dominant issue, so to speak. For example, like when she decided to take the case, I'm like, okay, where did that click from? You just be on the beach with that particular scene. What sparked that all of a sudden now you're gonna take over the case? I mean, maybe it's me. Maybe I missed that. I mean, we all got our faults and stuff like that. But you're right. I'm looking at it from a character why that she's flawed. I mean, I didn't see maybe because it's missing to me to see the story or how she gets to that position. I didn't see the struggle why you got to be so strong. I'm just seeing you just flawed, so to speak. But to me, it's like your kids come first, no matter what. I don't care what the job, your church, your first priority is the kids and whatnot. And we know when kids make it to their teenage years, sometimes they
Start bugging.
So yeah, it's all bugging out, I would say. But and the issue with her husband. Now I like that they have a great chemistry. She has a great chemistry with Lewis.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And from my understanding, his issue is like she is putting her job in front of her family. Clear case right in the front. You go to church and then, you going to take a call on the case. When you ask Lewis and the family go to your mom's, your stepfather's birthday, you get there and you leave. You know what I'm saying? So I got issues with her. But, like I said, after the third episode, I was like, okay, it started growing on me a little bit. Actually, because when I see my man Michael Ealy, because y'all two was dogging him so much in Power, I was glad to see him. I was like,
we getting ready to dog him now.
If we dogged him in Power, you can forget it now.
Right. We just waiting for the character name to come up.
I'm like, bro, you gotta give me something on here because, man, come on. So that kept my attention, just because of that also. All right. But Jax, things started making sense throughout. I just wish they showed a little bit more of more lawyering skills, if you will. Because to me, to be that dominant, there got to be something behind that, so to speak. To me, that's what that's my only issue, really. Everything else is pretty okay.
Okay. Anika says, I did like that Jax had a vulnerable side she struggled with. It was relatable. It did take some time to see why, but that character developed. Okay. All right. So Jax, flawed, but strong. I definitely get what both of you are saying. I like her, the presentation of her. I like the fact that this wasn't a what do you call it? This wasn't a series about a woman who had this wonderful family life, wonderful marriage, and she only had a problem in the work area. I love the fact that she wasn't horrible in a personal life, but this wonderful person in her career. I love the fact that they wrote about a woman who was just a woman, a regular, natural woman. And I definitely get what you're saying, Ames, about, what makes her this powerhouse? They didn't give us enough backstory. I 100%. They didn't give us enough backstory to explain to us why she was this powerhouse attorney. But I think as time went on, you had an opportunity to see why she was what she was and considered who to be this, powerhouse woman.
I don't think so. I didn't get it. I didn't see it.
But did I let
we
you
ain't
talk?
ask you. Keep this energy when we start talking about Michael Ealy, okay?
I'm keeping it on. I'm keeping it on now. Don't worry.
But when I say I got an opportunity to see, I don't mean I got an opportunity to see why she would be worthy for the presidential seat. That's not what I mean. What I basically mean is she know her stuff. She was able to hold herself up. She was able to take the lead on this case. It started out with the white guy, right? Rich, thank you. Started out with Rich, and then because she was excellent in the criminal court, in the criminal department, they moved it over to her, and she never once had to consult. She was always able to take the lead. So that's what I mean when I say you kind of see why they claim she was who she was. But, again, not for presidential seat. I love the fact that they just showed, like I said, an everyday average person.
Mm-hmm.
So when we see these powerhouse people or these people who hold their own, let's say in the business world and things like that, people tend to believe that that's the way their private life is. And here they were showing that no, it was not a private life. Again,
Mm-hmm.
they showed this perfect private life and this trashy career. They were able to show that this is just her across the board, and she's fighting for what she wants. Is she doing it the wrong way? Yeah, because like you said, Ainsley, you're married. Yo, you got kids. Yo, this thing has to take a back seat. But this is the black woman's cry. I'm gonna be honest. It's the black woman's cry that she has to fight for everything. She has to fight to do this. She's got to fight to be who she needs to be in the business world. She's got to fight to get to where she wants to be. She's got to fight to stay where she, rises to. The husband thing, listen, he said he gave up everything so she could become partner. And now he's still on the losing side. He hasn't had a chance to develop his gaming thing, and he's resenting that, and understandably so, but somebody questioned this. I think it was the friend. Remember, they went to the birthday party, and the two guys were talking, and it was a really good conversation about where men are, and he was like, listen, you gave up all of this, well, you can't be mad now. And I think it's more to it than that. I think when you make sacrifices in a marriage, eventually when that person gets to be where they attain, they reach for, then all right, fall back and now shift the seats.
Mm-hmm.
It shows that with all her know and achievement in the courtroom, it's costing her family. It's costing her husband. And she's this thing about her finding herself. I am so confused, and I hate that phrase. But they're calling on her to make a decision, and she's not doing a good job at this at all. At all. And I'm gonna stop right there. We got Ketty who says, I didn't like the haircut. It looked like she cut her hair with her eyes closed. And he said that was a good scene with the guys. Good to see at least one that was reasonable. Yeah, I think that was a really key point. A nice conversation, to kind of see how some men think and how they some men handle this whole dynamic of when they kind of step back and let the woman go after her dreams. So, all right, let's go to Lewis. That's portrayed by McKinley Freeman. Shantice, what do you think of Lewis?
Lewis, the husband. Lewis, I like him. Anything he plays in is kind of like laid back. I like him. This character, it definitely showed how he was he seemed a little spoiled. Like, I'm used to having my wife one way, and now I gotta have her this way. I don't want her this way. I want her that way, the way that I'm used to. So he was kind of sound like a little brat off and on for a while. But you can definitely see, like, there was definitely like a genuine friendship there, because even when they got turned off from each other and tired of each other as husband and wife, they were still able to vibe, sneak off, smoke weed, joke about the kids, and whatever else. So it really showed that dynamic as well. He just made me mad when he did the typical move. I saw it coming, because it happens all the time, whether it's in real life, in a scripted series, when he slept with the other mother, the other parent. I was like, typical, like, come on. Like, I saw it coming. I'm like, watch. As soon as he finds out she dealing with light eyes, now he gonna go running back to this chick. And it was just like, come on, bruh. Outside of that, he didn't give me any moment like that. That moment just took it for whatever amount of series they're gonna have. He can't afford to have no more moments like that. He already had his moment in season one. That's it. You can't have no. You better be on point for the rest of this series. You better be on point, bro. I don't care what you got to do. But I like the character. I like him as a husband. He was holding it down.
Ainsley.
Yeah, I like Lewis. It's good to see somebody really representing fatherhood like it's supposed to be. Great relationship with the son. Again, he had a good chemistry with Jax. You see when they first in the church, when it went out to his brothers
Right.
thing. How they vibe. Even despite with their their issues, they still vibe together really well. Just like they got this one issue they got to overcome. And but to me, it was hidden in the script though. Now I'm not saying I justify, but I could see him okay. He going with the other woman, but they got some sexual and more episodes with them now. First of all, you watching your wife, and she normally going to screw your security guy in front of the camera to you. And then there's a line, and he said like you did this before. So this ain't the first time stuff like that happened, And so it's like he figured, well, his wife's gonna do that. Well,
how you afraid they set that up? That wasn't her.
Say what?
They set that up for her to be able to have sex with someone else in front of the camera. That wasn't just her. That was them.
What do you mean them?
Flabbergasted. It was them. When they got into that argument, she was like, "Oh, stop acting like we never did this before." That's why when he was sitting there watching, it was entertaining for him. It wasn't like, "Oh, let me get up over there." He knew it was good that was going to happen. That's why the camera was positioned in that angle. That's why she had him in that particular space. That was a they thing. That wasn't just her trying to do that. So that's another reason why he was a bozo when he went to the other chick.
All right, I didn't get that. I didn't get that.
Open, yeah, it's almost kind of like some type of in between open marriage that they had. It was weird. It was like we get to see other people, but we don't.
Okay.
So it's like, wait, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
not you, but I'm talking about him.
Yeah, but still, I mean, if his wife is going to do that, he might as well do his thing.
What? How is that as a man? I just went through the whole explanation. I just said, and you still with it, but still. Ain't no but still.
Oh, come on, what?
But if she would have done it, it would have been, right. Had she done it, it would have been, she of this, she of that, she da-da-da-da. But when it's on the man's side, it's, yeah, but still, I mean, I could see why. What?
Wait, my Lord, I don't like. She's stepping out. She's doing her thing with Damon, right? So, what? He supposed to
be still. What do you mean? You can't get 2 words out of your mouth. Be still. Yo, so how do we get this back together when everybody's running amok? Because see, now you both have made a connection. Ain't nowhere in the world. I'm gonna claim I love you so much. I want this marriage so much. I want us to be together so much. You are the problem, Jack. You are the problem. You put your job before me. You put the job before the family. You put the job before the kids. You just focus on work. Now I see you stepping out on me. Now, I still want to be with you. I still want our family that we always talked about. But because you went and slept with somebody, I'm going to go sleep with somebody.
Not only that, Pastor Steph, you always just got to bring it on home. You went with the chick that helps out at the PTA meetings, that show up at the barbecues.
Who knows your wife?
Right, and your child. What we doing here?
Nah.
See her.
Opportunity.
I have to bump into her. She was already sleeping with the other one's husband.
No, excuse me. Let me show you how low life you are. Because not only was she sleeping with your boy, she was sleeping with another woman as well. So come on. Come on. She really trash. So you walk in on the menage a trois going on, and that's your choice? That's the one you gonna pick up? Yo.
I still say I ain't mad at him. All right, I won't say it like that.
Of course, you're a man.
It's a man thing. It's a man thing. All right. Well, excuse me. Let's read some of these comments. Louis, the husband, was my favorite character. Get to see where the man is really fighting for his marriage, flaws and all. Okay, I gotta erase part of your sentence after what Ainsley just got finished saying.
Right.
Teresa says the husband was right. She cared about her job more. Yeah. Let's see. Well, when it's thrown at you, eventually you will catch it. Okay. Derek Perkinson, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey.
He says, love this show. So do we. We just, talking about the characters now. And Teresa says, I agree. My favorite character is the husband. I didn't understand why he kept saying that he would stop the daughter from maturing. Their relationship was weird. They wanted an open marriage. And Anika says, low-hanging fruit after being mad at the wife. All right.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Louis. First of all, I think they're both dopes. You have a unique relationship, and it starts from the beginning when they're giggling together in the church, when they're chilling at the club with the brother, when they're, like you said, you sit and you can, just talk and reminisce and just enjoy one another's company, because most people, once the relationship goes bad, then the whole thing goes bad. But because it's unique and it's authentic, they can still hold on to this, even though there's madness going on. And I loved it. I loved to watch this dynamic between the two of them. And for me, my thought was, well, if he can hold on, despite, like I said, I've already said what I had to say about her. She all twisted right now. Why she's all, I don't know what I want to do. Why are you here? I don't get it. I don't get it. They give us a little snapshot into the background with the stepdad and things like that. And we can't necessarily say how that would affect her, because even those of people who have experienced that, it affects everybody differently.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
He's a great dad. He seems to be a good husband, pretty much, because even when he went over to the friend's house, he did find something off about the friend rubbing up on the woman and seeing them in him rocking it in the room with the two women, and he wasn't comfortable with that, which shows that yes, he loves her, so forth and so on. And the fact of the matter is, you just got to hold you together. You can see how people get to where they are, but my thing is, come on, you got to hold it together. It's everybody can't fall apart, and once you fall apart, then what happens? Now he seems to get to divorce court a whole lot quicker, because his thing is, once they've gone that far, he's done. You guys will not even be together anymore. But I think as a person, as a husband, as a dad, he's cool. I really like his character. I think they did a pretty good job casting him as the husband. I like the way he showed up at the end. Again, he fell back on who they were to one another, not husband and wife, but just who they were to one another. The friends part, the part that loves each other, the part that cares genuinely about the other one. So I think that was really a nice showcase of, okay, you know what, when we down and we in trouble, we gonna be there for one another. So I really did like, I do like Lewis as, he's not my favorite, but I do like Lewis as, I do like Lewis's character. Let's put it like that. All right, Inevitable, come on. I'm gonna give you first dibs at Michael Ealy. Ainsley.
So, of course, when I saw Michael Ealy, I wasn't expecting him to be in it. When I saw him, I was like, oh, buddy, you got to bring it, because Pastor Steph and Shanti, they dogged you so much in power. Hope this role got more meat in it, man. You got to bring me something. And to me, he played his part. Really smooth, criminal, psycho. He played his part. I think he represented. He did his thing in this role. So much so because that it goes to one of the flaws of Jax is that how you become so intimate with somebody who you're defending. That is like
right.
That is like no 101.
Right.
But he got enough game to we know where to the extent where it went to. So and he was so slick with it, because when restaurant, and I guess he didn't have a credit card, he had a debit card, whatever, and she paid for it. He was like, I don't feel like I want to owe anybody. So give me your address, I can mail it to you. So now he know where you live. And then real quick, I hope we can just be friends, real friends. Come on, and she just fell for it, But he's real slick with it, real cool, look directly in the eye, and just boom. So he played that part of Damon. So far, he representing. Well, that's it for him now this season. But, yeah. But one thing I gotta say, when it started off, she would start off, you see, Jackson in that compromised situation that she's and we don't know who it is.
Right.
So I like the idea. After going through, I'm like, who is it going to be? I'm like, is it going to be Braden? Is it going to be his partner, the white guy? Who is that person putting Jackson in that particular situation? So I like that thriller part. We didn't know who was going to be until we got near to the end. But I like my man Michael Ealy. So let me hear what y'all got to say about him now. Let me hear it.
Okay, Anika says, as annoying as he is, Ealy plays a good criminal character. Those quiet types that blows up. All right, Shanti. Michael Ealy, Damon.
Well, I was happy when they got rid of the cornrows. It wasn't as bad as Shamar Moore's cornrows on Diary of a Mad Black Woman, but they didn't fit him. So I'm like, thank you when they got rid of that. Damon, he was just as delusional as Jax. I think Jax wasn't delusional. She just wanted what she wanted. She was hip to the whole, he talking about he want to mail something to my house. Of course, that means he gonna know where I live. Like, she wasn't stupid. It was just, I'm vulnerable right now. Like, I'm open right now. So if this is my way of flirting and playing the game, and this is our form of foreplay, then I'm gonna go along with it until we finally get to the ultimate point. But he was just straight up delusional. Like, bro, what do you think was gonna happen? Shut up. You thought y'all was really gonna link up and this was really gonna be just yours, and y'all was gonna, like, come on, So they were both crazy for that. But I mean, I wasn't really surprised to see who it was at the end. Kind of mad it ended the way it did, because it was kind of like typical, like, okay, you saw it coming. But I mean, he did an okay job for, that the character was okay. It was just kind of like the same typical, like, it was a whole back and forth with, I'm going to confess to this even though I didn't do it, because at least now I'll get out, versus me still saying I'm innocent and I stay in here. So it was that back and forth, and when he finally did, it's like I've accomplished something, but now somebody else wants you to get back and like do something that has to do with crime, and then the woman you want, now she's talking about husband, all that. So now you just thrown all up in a tizzy, and then bam, here comes the cycle. So it was gonna be like easy pickings when you got out. Like, I don't understand, So, I mean, the only thing that I could say was kind of like, was the work situation, because it's like, why do people, crabs in the barrel? Why do people just sex you up for stuff? Y'all know this man just got out, whether he was guilty or innocent, and you would now propose something that would have him enter or re-enter that life. Like, wow. So that was really disappointing, because they don't have but so many options, for when they come out. So now it's like, dang, the one place I'm able to work, now I have to contend with this. That was my only kind of like, moment for him. Other than that, he was just like, boy, if you don't just get booted off somehow or something. And, he did, but it was all right.
Okay. Michael Ealy as Damon. But before I go there, let's read this comment from Teresa. He didn't play well as a smooth criminal. Not believable when telling what happened during the fight scene. I would have told him to plead out. Like, how did she know that he was innocent? Because he turned her on? He did. Yeah, she did not play her role properly as his attorney when they were going through the first trial. She definitely, how she got to that point where, he's talking, he calls her in the middle of the night or late at night, and now he's her bed pleasure. I could not get it. But so it just,
how we end up here?
Right. It's like, okay, how we, all he doing is talking to you on the phone. Really? Are we just that out of it? So even here it is 16 years later, he can still get her, to where he wants her. And the thought is, well, did she not finish 16 years ago and this is still something lingering? I don't know. Now, him, I'm so sick of him playing this quiet, deranged character. This soft-spoken one who, he's psychotic and he's on the low, psychotic. I'm so sick of him playing this. Ghost, Power Book 2, Ghost, a couple of other movies. I'm so
You played it so well, though. And this particular time, he played the moment. He played the moment. Like, we had a problem with the parole officer. He called. She came through. He asked for the address. He just asked. She gave it to him. He said, "Can we be friends?" She said, "Okay." He played the moment.
But he asked questions that he knew he was going to get a yes to. He didn't ask questions that he really felt was really going to be on somewhere. I don't know how this is going to turn out. He already saw where she was. He saw how open she was. It's like she saw how thirsty he was.
And you know what the moment was? When he got the address and she brought he brought the money, money to her. And so she came outside, and they had that little conversation. And she said, "Well, I will let you in, but my kids are inside." But you said, want to have a company. Then she mentioned, "What about your husband?" And when she tells him, well, we separated, boom, that was his opening. There ain't no man in the house, so easy for him to slide in. She didn't have to tell him that. You said, "Listen,
she did it.
Let it go. Thank you. Bye." He just took advantage of the moment.
She's at a weird place because, all right, it's one thing to have this challenge of I'm trying to fight my way, up in my career, and my family is taking second and playing second fiddle. That's one thing. But you got this whole sexual conquest that you're on. You sleeping with the security guard to prove a point. You're sleeping with Michael Ealy because you ain't ever finished with him 16 years ago. It's like, yo, when is it gonna be enough focus? Why are you so twisted? Why are you so off kilter? Why are you so off the path? What is your problem? Because this has nothing to do with your career. It has nothing to do with your family. It has nothing to do with your husband. It has nothing to do with your sexual conquest. It's like you're just all twisted. And that's what I would have liked a real backstory to. This whole backstory of just her being, how do they call it? What do they call it? How did they call it with him setting her up to the stuff?
I don't know, but I was
groom.
Oh yeah, okay.
I think my thing is, it's not all about that. It's not all about that. But getting back to Michael Ealy, I'm worn out. I'm over him, with this type of character. Can I tell you both? I'm so glad he killed himself, so we know in season 2. I did not want to say no.
What if he comes back as a ghost?
Oh my God.
She's talking to him. Oh, please. I was so glad when he put the gun to his head. He didn't just hurt himself.
Oh my God.
Yes, he was done. There was no coming back. No Michael Ealy for season 2.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
I can't wait to the next show we see. He's starring in it too, man.
I'm so glad he's gone. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad he's gone. I'm so glad he's gone. All right, let's talk about let's talk about the case. Really quickly, we don't have a lot of time left. Let's talk about the case. Shantice, you got first dibs.
The case was sloppy.
Jax and the case. Jackson.
The case was sloppy from the beginning. Because it started off as kind of like a vendetta. You pretty much trying to get back at this man because you were the side chick, and now because you're not the main chick, now you want to try to get at him, but then you end up dead, and now your cousin is Angela Davis, and now after he comes and petitions to Jack personally, and he gives his speech, now you believe him. And now you're being blacklisted from the cousin because you told her you weren't defending him, and now all of a sudden you are defending him. It was just so sloppy. Only to find out what happened. I was like, sloppiness for this to be the outcome. I don't know. It incident itself, like the murder wasn't realistic. At the same time, it was just like, well, what just happened? Like, wait, what happened? They were in there. I love how she said she was going to sign the NDA, and then when he looked and saw her signature, what she wrote, I loved it. I loved it. But it was just like, okay, wait, how she died again? Wait, what just happened? And I never took my eyes off the screen, but it was like one of those type of scenes. It was like, wait, what just happened here? Because he just went back and knocked on the door because he read what her signature said, and now all of a sudden she woke up dead. What just happened? So it was just like kind of all over the place, but it definitely humbled her because once we then saw her backstory, it showed why the victim and the cousin was so mad. Like they didn't know she had experienced that personally, but you know what it is to be in this position. How could you not want to even dive in to see what's really going on? Even if you didn't want to defend anybody, either side. But because you've been in this position as a woman, you didn't just dive in and say, and it had everything to do because that was a part of her life she shied away from for multiple reasons. Her mother, and because she just didn't want to deal with it. But I think it was more of her mother. Her mother was just a little Looney Tune. straight Looney Tune. But yeah, so it was, I don't know, it was kind of all over the place for me.
Okay. Ainsley, Jax, and this case.
It shows, man. To me, I don't get where she's just high-powered attorney. So you was wrong about what basically about him, which means you said you was probably wrong with Michael Ealy. Maybe he did do the crime and stuff like that. You just so gung ho. There were so many missteps in that. You could have came down to it. Like the emails, you're supposed to have all the emails discovery back and forth and whatnot. It was too many things that was missed. And so again, I don't get where she had this epiphany. Oh, I decided to represent Braden. I don't get it. He was like, no, I choose what cases I want to do and stuff like that. All of a sudden, I just missed it. I don't see where. Oh yeah, I'm going to do it. Did you do the crime? Of course. Well, he going to say, yeah, I did do it. So. I missed that. And another thing, character-wise, I thought it got on my nerve how she was so indifferent to Kalisha's cousin. Like Shanti said, first she said, "Oh, a firm is representing him, but he's not my client, so to speak." But when she treated him like that, kind of like passive, like get out my way, but I'm smiling in your face, but I really don't want to deal with you, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you're totally wrong. You're totally wrong. To me, you should have some kind of foresight, if you're all that, to see all that stuff coming.
We're gonna stop coming for her.
Okay.
Yeah. But here's the thing. What I think was kind of interesting, though, it brings a question. How does a attorney, somebody in that position, you represent somebody who did the crime? How do you want to present yourself? I was wondering, is she going to say, well, he actually did it? In a closing argument. So I was curious to see how she's going to play that out. But she did, and of course she won the case. But the case itself, yeah, it was mildly interesting, but I guess maybe I want to see like some more razzle and dazzle and
courtroom drama.
Courtroom drama, bring it, man. So that's my thing. I want to see more drama with that. So.
Okay. That's why I asked you two to talk about Jax and the trial, because it speaks of her and her ability and whether she's really this great attorney or not. She's made partner, and has she earned her part? So, again, that razzle and dazzle of the courtroom drama that the three of us happen to love, we ain't finding that here, because that's really not their focal point. Jax and the trial and this case, I think it was, I like the way they partnered what happened, how she treated Kalisha and the cousin with her own personal story. And it's such as life. It's exactly what life is. Life is, with your own experience, how do you handle the stuff that you're involved in? Should you have been more attentive to Kalisha's needs and what she was saying and her accusations, and before you jumped on this case, do more due diligence and find out, just because of what you've gone through, what you were thinking and how things looked. And she was quite involved with the strategy of this particular case. She was the one who thought to get the guy's fingerprints, quite a few different things. Right. She was, she showed how she shifted the possible killer, so it showed then why she is good at what she does. Now, whether it showed why she's some high-powered person is another issue. But I think I like the two. I like the way this particular case went. Also, her as a wife. You've got this wife over here who's a victim. Husband cheated on her. Now the husband is on trial for the murder, and it's
Mhm.
going to change the complete dynamic of, if this comes out one way or if it comes out another way, your lives are going to be completely different.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually liked the type of case, and Jax being as intricately involved in the case based on her own life. Did she fail? Absolutely. She may have won the case, but she failed the people involved, and I like that. I actually liked, not that she failed, but I like that they showed, this parallel to her own life. So I thought that was interesting, and why this courtroom drama was not the key focus, because if they wanted to show her, then the courtroom drama was not going to exist. So I actually ended up liking it. All right, here we have it. In another few months, we're going to be getting all of these Oscars and different, at the top of the year, all of these different award shows. Is this award show worthy, Shantice?
Absolutely. From the writing to the acting, yes, it should definitely be nominated in a few categories,
Such as?
such as writing, such as leading the leading roles, the supporting actors and actresses. Um, what else do they do? But definitely, because there wasn't any, like I said, it wasn't like the writing was good, but the cast just was horrible, or you had a powerhouse cast, but it was like, what kind of script was this? It wasn't either one. So I think though at least those two categories they should be nominated for.
Okay. We got some comments. Jax is a bad lawyer. She went in with no evidence, just his whack testimony. His whack testimony. She couldn't spot that garbage. BS. He saw she was into him and played on it. Ah, all right. Ainsley, is Reasonable Doubt season 1 worthy of any awards?
To me, it's toughy. I hate to say no. I mean, I like it. I put it this way: not for. I think it's worthy, not for most people would think of. I think more for cinematography. I like the supporting actor Lewis. I mean, but, he's the lead actor, right? So I like him. I can't give it to the actress who's playing Jax. Um, the writing, because we have so much issue with the character. I can't give it to the writing, but everything else, I think it has a place, for awards possibilities.
Okay. I think it's definitely nomination worthy. I think it's definitely award worthy. I mean, if you're talking about lead actor, I think she's holding her own. Whether we like, what she did in the, show, or how great of a mother, or how bad of an attorney, or is she this award earning attorney, I think she's holding it down well. So I definitely think she is um, a worthy of nomination and an award. I think the show itself, I think they're definitely worthy of an award. I think the cohesiveness of the cast is as good as any other show that I've seen that have won awards. Um, let's see, supporting cast. I think they've got a couple of, as much as I don't like Michael Ealy, you know, he could be nominated, him as well as Lewis, nominated for supporting cast. I I think they need to be up there. I think they need to be up there. It's not trash, and we're gonna, start to view and review season 2, and Morris Chestnut is actually a part of season 2. They have really
Yes.
headlined him, so I'm really interested in, well, he's really good anyway.
I started watching it. It's pretty okay so far.
Okay, so we'll see. We'll see. I think they can hang with the rest of them. If you can put some of these other, The Bear and all of these other ones up there, I don't see why not. I actually like this better than Abbott Elementary, even though it's not a comedy. But if Abbott Elementary can go up for some awards, in my opinion, this definitely is worthy of some award.
Types,
But yeah, because one is a comedy and one is a drama.
Yeah, I
But
really get
if you're talking about writing, if you're talking about the cohesiveness of the cast, if you're talking about lead character, so it's all the same thing. We can't say that the leading the supporting cast is poor, because it's not.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
That's what you see what I'm saying. So I'm saying, although it's two different genres, if Abbott Elementary and The Bear and only Deaths in the Building or whatever that is, if those things can be up there, yeah, they can too. So check us out as we review season 2 of Reasonable Doubt. We'll hit you up and let you know when we will be coming back to talk about that. So listen, there's still, I think, 1 or 2 award shows that's coming up toward the end of the year. So let's see what we can check out and if we agree. All right. Oh, it's Pastor Steph.
It's Shanti.
It's Ainsley Harris, that Brooklyn guy.
All right. My 2 cents crew, thank you so much for joining us and joining the conversation. We got, what do you think, Oscar worthy? I think the writing would be good for nomination and the supporting cast. Thank you so much for joining us. Check us out for Reasonable Doubt season 2 coming up. Oh, and don't forget Power Book 2, Ghost, September 6th. Check you out. Check you later. Thanks.
Good night.